Hello everybody, Mr. Pilgrim here coming at you with the 6th video in our Platinum Trophy Guide for Bloodstained. I know the 5th video was kind of short as it only was from right here just to up and right here in the Hall of Termination, but we did fight 2 bosses and we did get at least a couple of trophies along the way, as well as getting the bad ending of the game. Now do keep that in mind as it is kind of important. Now from here we're actually going to sidetrack a little bit. Like I said before, when you're here you basically want to make sure that you come back over here and grab the equipment and the MP up, because you do lose them for obvious reasons, because the game doesn't save when you get the bad ending. So we'll just grab these again. So from here, we're actually just going to come up to the top right here if the enemies will let me. Of course, you can see they're kind of annoying. But up here, you can actually find a hidden room here. And you'll find a Gram, the Celeste key, 2,000 gold, and you'll find an MP up and an HP up. Do know that there's also a hidden room over here, as you'll see. Do not interact with that bookshelf, just don't. You can farm the unicorn ring from the horse there if you didn't already have one, which is kind of nice. But the main thing that we're going to be doing here is we're actually going to be teleporting back and now we're finally going to be heading down to the lower area, or the underwater area, I guess you could say that. So we're just going to be heading back to the main entrance where we drained the blood before. So now we're going to be heading down below, so I'll see you once we are there. Like I said before, whenever you can and have the chance, always go back to Arvenville, turn in your quests and things like that. See if you can make any food items or dismantle them. Basically, it'll help save you out in the long run. But yeah, so I'll see you once we are there. Alright, so starting here from the entrance with the room that we drained of all of the blood in the previous videos. As you can see, I tried to map it out to show you guys the best paths and routes to take, so you guys won't be too lost or have trouble figuring out where to go. So we'll just drop down and I'll show you guys how to go. So in the starting room, you're just going to be easily dropping all the way down. There's no enemies or anything like that, so you don't have to worry. Here you'll be entering the first part of the area. You can mainly skip it by just running and jumping past most of the enemies here, as you can see. If the bats hit you, it's no worry because they only deal 1 damage now. From here you'll have your first new enemy, the Archdemon. And then coming down here you'll find your first save of the area, right here. From here we're basically just going to be heading down and to the left. Main reason why we're doing that is we're just trying to grab the teleporter over here. Here you'll also find the new enemy type, the Seeker. They will drop the shard that gives you this giant green circle if you want to farm them. Basically what the circle does is it allows you to see where secret rooms are, or breakable walls, which is pretty nice. Anyways though, from here we're basically just going to come all the way over here. Deal with this guy real quick, just because he's annoying. But dropping down here and coming all the way down, You'll enter this room here. Now, if you want to, you can farm the enemy right now. The Sema, I think is how it's pronounced. But coming over here, you will find the teleporter for the area. Grabbing it now just saves you some time later on. Like I said, if you want to farm the shard now, you can. Or not, you can wait until another room. But you will have to get the shard regardless to progress. So I'll show you where that next room is. So coming over here, you're basically just going to make your way back up. Depending on how spaced these enemies are, you can jump through them. You can find a secret wall right here, or I believe it's MP up or a capacity up. Either way though, it's still nice to have. As you'll see, the Archdemon does do some decent damage to us, so we're gonna grab a safety save over here. Just to replenish our HP. Now from here we're actually going to come down over here and head off to the right. From here it's pretty straightforward. Just be careful of getting turned to stone. But from here it's pretty much straightforward. You'll just want to keep following the path that I take. This will just save you time and trouble and possibly taking some unnecessary damage. So coming over here, if you drop all the way down over here, come over here, you'll have your next save that you can interact with. Then from here you're basically just going to want to come on up over here and then come over here. Now this is the room I was talking about. In this room here you'll want to farm the Sema for the Aqua Stream shard right here. As you'll see, you can farm them, and basically what it'll allow you to do is it'll allow you to kind of move underwater. It's not the best movement, but it is something. The damage output isn't too bad, and it doesn't cost any MP to use. So basically you're going to want to be slowly making your way down. As you see, like I said, the damage output isn't too bad, but there are some areas to where its movement is going to be pretty precise. So do be careful of that. As you'll see right here, basically it is going to be kind of a tough spot. As you'll see, you'll take a bunch of damage from these, and you don't have any real control all that much. Like I said, it's probably the worst area to go through in the game, in my opinion, just because of these spikes here. I'm going to have to use a high potion just to avoid dying. But eventually you will make it through. Like I said, damage output isn't bad. It's just actually going through the area is a bit annoying. But eventually you'll make it to where we need to go, and you can take the aqua stream off. Now we'll be at the hidden desert area. Now if you thought the last area was hard just because of the spikes, well, this area doesn't get any better. This area is filled with a bunch of poison and pain and slowdowns, because all of this sand in the area will slow you down, so do be careful of that. And like I said, all of the poison toads as well do not make it fun. Like I said, you get slowed by pretty much all of the enemies in this area here. Trying to remember where the first saving is also going to be a bit painful. But from here, you're basically going to want to just make your way up and over. Here you'll find your first new enemy type, the living fossil. But from here we will move on. From here, like I said, here you'll find your first war point. Like I said, they're very convenient, and if you're having trouble getting through the area, basically what I recommend doing is just going up to the Hall of Termination and saving your progress there, as it has the closest teleport to save location that you can get. It definitely will make your life a little bit easier, or, you know, now that you have this teleport point, you can then quickly go back to Arvinville, restock, or do whatever you got to do. Like I said, if you're having trouble getting through the area, you can also go back to other areas and farm enemies for XP, whatever it is that you have to do. You don't have to go through the area now, or if you're struggling, like I said, just wait, come back whenever you're feeling more comfortable, more better equipped. It'll make your life a lot easier. So yeah. But once you are ready to move on, we can. So from this teleport point, I'm just going to try and damage spike through most of the enemies to get to the area. Like I said, you don't have to do that. If you want to, you can actually go through the area. Or not, like I said. The enemies here do quite a lot of damage. But from here, you're just going to want to come up and then over, and here you'll find this elevator here. All you're going to want to do is simply take this all the way to the very top, and that will show you your boss door. But before we forget, coming over here, and then off to the left, you'll find your save room. Alright, so from here you're basically going to want to just make sure that you have whatever shards that you are most comfortable with, and then we're going to take on the boss. from here, you're just going to want to ride the elevator up. You can just hold up on it to just bypass having to stop on each of the stops. But coming into here, you'll then have a fight with Alfred. He'll then try and start the fight off with an immediate poison bottle, which you can sometimes dodge or sometimes it just doesn't want to give it to you. Now he is mainly a potion and magical kind of fighter, and he also does no physical damage to you.
Myself and my shadow!
Anytime you can, get right behind him or right up on him. Do be careful of whenever he does throw something right in front of him. Whenever he does Basquiat, if you're close enough, you can get behind him and you'll have time to get in some actual damage. Do be careful of a Cursed Order, as it does actually half your HP. Going to use a high potion for this.
Arise, myself and my shadow!
Stand cool!
Arise, myself and my shadow!
Whenever he does the Accursed Order, you have a chance to basically end up dodging it by sliding or jumping. Half the time it just doesn't work. At about the halfway point, he will bring in these slowing fields that will last a decent amount of time. Depending, of course, you can wait it out, as it's not a permanent thing. So if you absolutely want to, you can just wait, and they will go away. Like I said, you can dodge and jump around it. But once it is gone, it goes back to how it was before.
Arise, myself and my shadow! Take this!
Just like before, though.
Start with this and a dash.
Arise, myself and my shadow!
When you start turning you to stone, it's best to try to move as much as you can. He can resummon the time field, so it is a bit annoying. But once you beat him, you will then get your next trophy. Like I said, it is a bit tough. He doesn't make it easy, of course, with the elements and how much damage he does. But once you are done with that, you can then come down and finally enter this room right here. And get this shard, which will allow you to now be able to fall down in water. And then, of course, if you want to, you can also enter this area and get a blue chest, because why not? Which has some poison cure-all. of course, after the fight is over. Pretty tough area, if I do say so myself. But I do think that is going to do it for this video, as it's not that long, but I think the amount of territory covered is kind of difficult, if I do say so myself. 2 short videos, I know, probably back to back, but hopefully they are still helpful and informative as always, as I try to have them be in any way, shape, or form that I can, of course. As always, though, this has been Mr. Pilgrim, and I will see you all in the next video.